Well, welcome back to another game of Uptempo Basketball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And we are going to continue on with our 1978 Western Conference semifinal between the Seattle SuperSonics and the Portland Trailblazers. This is a game. Game 1 went to Seattle. I'm sorry. Game 1 went to Portland. Portland won 98-88 in the first game, and they had several scoring runs here, especially in the second half as they began to sort of pull away. But late scoring run here, a couple of them for Seattle got them back into the game. Two really good teams, both 1-3 on the run, and so 47-35. The record for Seattle, 58-24 for the Trailblazers. This is using my first attempt at really doing a non-3-point season. So this is as close as I can get. I think 79, they began to introduce the 3-point shot. So seeing how this plays. I'm going to play out this series. Some of it will be on video, some of it won't. And I just want to make sure that everything is in line as far as the scoring is concerned, as far as the timing is concerned. So far, 98-88, not unheard of. There was one game in there that was that. So, and I'm using the clock timer, so I'll have to do one with the possessions at some point as well. So let's get this one tipped off. I'm going to use the dice here, Portland and Seattle. This is going to be our tens place. This will be our ones place, and then this is going to be for a decimal. So whenever we're shooting the ball, we'll pull that one in. So 1-50, it'll be Seattle ball. It's a 54, so the tip-off goes to the Blazers. And they are going to start this one with the ball. For the Blazers, it's Hollins, Davis, Gross, Lucas, and Walton getting the start. And for Seattle, it's Gus Williams, Dennis Johnson, John Johnson, Jack Sigma, and Marvin Webster starting 5. All right, first play. A 15 is going to be a turnover, so they start the game with the turnover. Seattle ball. An 89 is going to be a bucket, and that comes from Marvin Webster. Webster had a good game in game number 1. So a 2-0 lead for... I'm going to have to remember to do the clock. 2-0 lead for Seattle. 39 is going to be a 2-point attempt. That comes from... 2-point attempt comes from Larry Steele. He's guarded by 84. So he'll be guarded by Fred Brown. Fred Brown is a -2, so that makes him a 45.0. And the bucket is up and in. Shot is up and in, I guess, for Larry Steele. So with a man on him, he makes a shot. Seattle ball, 2-2 early on. A 13 is going to be a turnover for Seattle. Turnover's kind of high in this one this season. So 43. 43 is going to be a bucket, and that goes to Lionel Hollins. Hollins had an excellent game as well in game number 1, and it's 4-2 early in this one. Trailblazers ahead. An 80 is going to be a bucket, and that goes to Bruce Seals. Evens up the ball game. 0-8. That's going to be another turnover for Portland. Seattle ball. 0-4. Also a turnover. Real close to that run though. 43. That's going to be right at the 2-point auto make. 23 is going to be Johnny Davis with his first bucket of the game. And that gives Portland a 6-4 lead. 35 will be a 2-point attempt. This is going to come from Gus Williams. He's guarded by Lionel Hollins, who's a -3. So he's a 42.1. It's an 82. That's going to be a miss for Gus Williams as he takes his first shot of the day. 8:40 left in the first quarter. 86 is a bucket, and that's going to go to Lloyd Neal. So the bench getting involved early in this one. 38 is an and one. That's going to go to Marvin Webster. So the bucket, and does he make the shot? 62.9. He misses the free throw. So no 3-point play there. A 74 is an auto bucket that goes to Bob Gross, his first 2 of the game. Score is now 10-4. Portland over Seattle. 27 is going to be a 2-point attempt again. This goes to Marvin Webster. He's guarded by Tom Owens, who is a -4. So 50 minus 4 is 46.2, and that's a miss as well. Good defense against Marvin Webster. $79, that's a bucket. That goes to Bob Gross again. $42. So we got a bucket here. This is 58. This is to Marvin Webster. So feeding the big man down low in this one. And we have 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Our score is 12-6. A 70 is going to be another bucket. That goes to Twardzik, Dave Twardzik. Backup point guard, and the lead stretches out to 14-6, 8-point lead. 78, that's going to be a bucket for Seattle. 29 goes to DJ Dennis Johnson with his first points of the game. 6 minutes left in the quarter. 34 is going to be a 2-point attempt. That goes to Lloyd Neal. Lloyd Neal is guarded by Paul Silas, who gets into the game, -3. So Silas on defense, it's a 47.4, and good defense there as he causes the miss on the Lloyd Neal shot. So every once in a while you got to stop and figure out a shot. There's also auto buckets like this one, 81. That bucket is going to go to John Johnson, who also had a nice game in game 1. Cuts into the lead a little bit, 14-10. Portland over Seattle, the battle of the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. We got an 0-3. That's going to be a scoring run. And the scoring run is 93. 93 is going to be a 10-2 run. So we're going to mark that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like to underline mine just so I can see very easily on the scoring sheet where the scoring runs are. So 10-2, we need to figure out our scoring. So let me see if I can pull that up quickly. I don't think I have those. Let me go print those out. Okay, we're back. I had to go through and rework these for the pre-3-point era because it had 3-pointers all over it. So we're looking at a 10-2 run, which is here. And which line are we using? 87. So we're looking at the very bottom line here. So nothing for the point guard and shooting guard. Small forward has 2 free throw makes. That's gross. And a 3-point play for the power forward. Plus a make and a miss. And then 2 buckets for Bill Walton, who gets in the game. We're going to take 2 minutes off the clock, so it takes us down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And it will be Seattle ball. So a 10 is going to be another turnover. Turnover number 3 for Seattle. Turnover was a huge problem for Portland in game number 1. They had 14 turnovers. 80 is going to be an auto bucket, and that's going to go to backup center Tom Owens. Score now 26-12 as Portland opens up a big lead again on the Sonics. 74, that's going to be a bucket that goes to Gus Williams, his first 2. Uh, 25, that'll be a 2-point attempt. That's going to be Owens with the 2-point attempt. He's guarded by Mike Green. I'm sorry, Marvin Webster. He's a -5. So 49 goes to a 44.0. It's up and in as he's challenged but makes it. So Owens with back-to-back buckets. Oh, don't know why I did that. Back-to-back buckets. The next bucket for Seattle. Don't do anything. So an 86, and that goes to 37. That'll be John Johnson. I already added the 2 up there, so I'm not going to do that. 1:40 left in the first quarter. Another 2-pointer. This comes from Tom Owens again. He's on fire as they keep feeding him the ball. Portland the first to 30 in this game as they put up 30 in the first quarter. 15 is going to be another turnover. 92, another bucket for Portland as they just have come out hot in this one. 35 is going to go to Bob Gross. He's got 8 here in the first quarter. And the lead is 32-16. 51, that's going to be a bucket that goes to Gus Williams. $94, another bucket, 20. That will be to Johnny Davis. He's got 4 in the first quarter. 34. I don't think I counted those. 34-18, I believe is what it is. This will be the last play. Actually, that was the last play of the quarter. So it'll be Seattle's ball as we head to the second quarter. All right, 34-18. Leading the way in this one is Bob Gross with 8 first quarter points, 6 for the backup Tom Owens, only 4 for Walton, and 4 for Gus Williams. Leading the way for Seattle is Webster with 6. So Seattle with the ball first. They're down 34-18. This is going to be a bucket, and that goes to Gus Williams as he starts the second quarter off with 2. $87, another bucket here. That goes to Johnny Davis for 2. A 1-0-0-1 is going to be a scoring run for the SuperSonics. So a 97. Oh, that's a 10-2 run. Almost got into that 12-0 run. So a 10-2 run. This will be run number 72. So here, that's a 3-point play for the point guard. And 2 free throws. A 2, nothing, and another 2 for Webster. So, and then on the other side, it's power forward with a bucket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see how the scoring runs get them right back in the game. They go from down 18 to down. Oh, they were down 16 to down 10. So, yeah, we take our 2 minutes off. Takes us down to 9:20 left in the first, or the first half. So Trailblazer ball. This is going to be an auto bucket that goes to Maurice Lucas. .65, another bucket for Seattle. Hit by Jack Sigma. Sigma's first 2 of the game. .13 is going to be a turnover number 3 for Portland. Both teams doing okay so far with the turnovers, but here they come. Turnover right back for Seattle. A 92 is going to be a bucket, and that goes to Tom Owens again, having a game. Stretches the lead to 42-32, so back to 10. Actually, I think I missed one there. 83, that's going to be a bucket for Portland, and that goes to Marvin Webster. 27, that'll be a 2-point attempt for Corky Calhoun. He'll be guarded by John Johnson, who's a -1 defender. So 46.9. He has a 41.9. That's going to be up and in. So Calhoun with a bucket, his first 2 of the game. Portland ball, that's going to be 2 points for John Johnson. .44-36 is our score. This will be another bucket for Portland. And that goes to Lionel Hollins, his first 2 of the second quarter. 46-36 the score. 6:40 left in the first half. Another bucket for Seattle. That's going to go to John Johnson again. He's got 6 in the quarter. Brings them within 8. 36 is going to be a 2-point attempt. That'll be for Tom Owens. And a 100, he's guarded by Mike Green. So a couple of backup centers here. He's a -3, so 46 even. And Owens continues to be hot, as he's got 6, 8, 10 points in the first half. And with 6 minutes left, our score is 48-38. 48-38. We get a bucket from Seattle. 61. That's going to go to Marvin Webster again. He's got 6 in the quarter. And Seattle gets to 40 points. 5:40 left in the half. This is going to be another scoring run for Portland. The scoring run is a 48. 48 is going to be a 9-2 run. And they're looking at the 71 line. So 9-2 here on this line number 3. So a 3-point play and 2 free throws for the shooting guard. It's 2 buckets for the small forward. As Gross now with 12 points. And that's it. So 9 to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's Portland off to another hot start in this one. The game was actually pretty close in game number 1 in the first half. It was the second half they started to sort of blow them out. Take 2 minutes off the clock, takes us down to 3:40 left in the first half. Oh, I didn't do the 2 for them. It's 2 for the center, so Webster now with 8. Portland ball. They find themselves down 57-42. And it's a tough hill to climb back into this one, but Dennis Johnson, DJ gets the bucket. He's got 4 in the quarter. And that'll be a turnover. That's one way that you can get back into this one, is just have the team turn the ball over a lot. This is going to be a scoring run. That's the other way you get back into it. And for them, it'll be their own 9-2 run. And this is going to take us all the way down to 1 minute left. So the scoring run here is what? A 98. 98 will be this bottom line. So I said it was their own 9-2 run. So the same thing, 3 and 2 for Williams. And then 2 and 2 for a small forward. I'm sorry, that was supposed to be here. And 2 and 2. So excellent half from Johnson. Or excellent, yeah, excellent half. So 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 points here in the first half. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're having some scoring in this one. That's good. All right, and it'll be Portland ball with 1 minute left in the half. 53, that's a bucket. And that goes to Lionel Hollins. Score now 61-53, 8-point lead for Portland. 55, that's going to be a bucket to Jack Sigma. .44, another bucket. This goes to Bob Gross. Gross having a really nice first half. And that's going to be the end of the half. So that's going to take us to our second half. Let me total up these first half stats. All right, so we are at the half. It's 61-54, Portland over Seattle, and a 36-point quarter for Seattle has gotten them back into the game. It'll be Seattle ball coming out of the halftime. It's a bucket right there for Paul Silas, his first 2 of the series as he gets into the game. They got 2. I had miscalculated on a couple of things. 0-0-6 will be a turnover. .65 is a bucket. That goes to Gus Williams. He's got 11 for the game. Makes the score 58-61. Portland ahead. 28 is going to be a 2-point attempt. That'll be for Lionel Hollins. He's guarded by Slick Watts. Watts is a -4. That makes Hollins a 40.2. It's 50.2 or 52, so that's going to be a miss for Hollins. 61 for Seattle. 23 is going to be Dennis Johnson. He's got 11-13 now. Cuts the lead to 1. Portland 61-60. 45, that'll be a bucket as they stop the Schneid. And that's Bob Gross, of course. He's got 16 now in this one. I actually think that's 63, so I gotta stop giving them points one time. 44 is a bucket. That's gonna go to Slick Watts. Watts not getting a lot of opportunities to score, but he's got one here. Makes it 63-62 as they keep pace. There's another bucket for Portland. 45 will go to Maurice Lucas. So I won't add one there, just knowing I'm already like 2 points ahead. So 60, that's another bucket that goes to Dennis Johnson again. He's got 4 in the quarter coming out of the halftime. 9 minutes left in the third. Portland's going to get a bucket from Maurice Lucas again. A 12 will be a turnover number 6 for the SuperSonics. 86, another bucket. This time it's going to be to Bill Walton, the redhead, with 2 points. He's got 6 for the game. His defense is a -12. It's ridiculous. 95, that's going to be a bucket. And 17 goes to Gus Williams. $7:40 left in the quarter. This will be another bucket. This one goes to Lloyd Neal. Neal with 4 points now. $35. That's going to be a 2-point attempt. That'll come from John Johnson. He'll be guarded by Corky Calhoun, who's a -1. Johnson will be a 40.6 to make. It's a 47, and that's going to be a miss. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter. Game 2 of the 78 Western Conference semifinals. 45 will be a bucket, and that goes to Lionel Hollins. Score is now 71-66, 5-point lead for Portland. 73, and that's going to be a bucket to John Johnson. Comes back firing after missing his last shot. Cuts the lead to 3. Portland ball. This is going to be another 2-pointer, and that is Bill Walton down low with his second bucket of the third quarter. Stretches the lead back out to 5. Portland ball, or Seattle ball. They're going to score. That's going to be Jack Sigma. Sigma with his first 2 of the second half. He's got 6 points now. He had like 15 in game number 1. 27, we've got a 2-point attempt. This is going to come from Lloyd Neal. Neal, the backup power forward, is going to be guarded by Paul Silas, who's a -3. So 47.4 is what we're looking at. It's a 51. That's going to be a miss from Neal. $68, another bucket for Seattle. That's going to be Fred Brown with his first 2 of the game. And that cuts the lead to 1, 73-72. Portland, as Seattle's fought back in this one. They were down at one point by 16. And It's a 15. That's going to be a turnover. Turnover number 6 for the Trailblazers. 4:40 left in the third. This is going to be Seattle with the bucket. That's John Johnson. Having a good game. As Seattle takes the lead, 74-73. 39, that will be a 2-point attempt. And that's going to come from Lloyd Neal again. He'll be guarded by the starting power forward, Sigma, so a -5. So 45.4, it's a 38, and that's going to be up and in. Neal up to the challenge. And that tough shot gives the Trailblazers the lead again. So they jump out 75-74. Seattle's going to take it right back as Gus Williams hits for a bucket. As this seesaw affair goes back and forth, 3:40 left in the quarter. Portland undeterred, and it's going to be Neal again as Neal is feeling it. He's got 6 coming out of the halftime. And a 19 is going to be free throw attempts, and that's going to go to Jack Sigma. Sigma for 2. 77.7% free throw shooter. He misses the first, and he will make the second. So 1 point, that ties everything up at 77 with 3 minutes left in the quarter. Another bucket from the Trailblazers, 56. That's going to be the redhead, Bill Walton. He's got 6 in the second half. Seattle with a bucket, 42, is going to be Jack Sigma. So Sigma turning it on a little bit here in the second half. He's got 9 points now for the game. Portland with a bucket, 48. It's going to go to Maurice Lucas. Lucas also having a good second half. The front court really playing well here in the third quarter. 2 minutes left in the third. Another bucket from the Trailblazers. That's going to go to Mike Green, who gets his first 2 of the game. So all zeros is going to be 100 for me. 81-79. Portland up by 2. It's another bucket here. 46. That's going to be Maurice Lucas again. And the front court continues to pound the Seattle defense. 83. And this will be Mike Green again getting in on the scoring action as he pushes Seattle over 80. So 82-81. 28, that's going to be a 2-point attempt. That comes from Johnny Davis, and he'll be guarded by Dennis Johnson, who's a -2 defender. So 43.4, and it is a 0-0-1. So Johnny Davis with the bucket. I think I said 82-81. It was really 83-81. 40 seconds left, and the score is 85-81. 2 shots left in the quarter. 26 is going to be a 2-point attempt. That comes from Marvin Webster, and he'll be guarded by Tom Owens, the backup center. Owens a -4, so that makes him a 46.2. It's 22. So Webster with the bucket, contested. But he's true. It's now 85-83. One more shot left in the quarter. 27 is going to be a 2-point attempt. That comes from Maurice Lucas, the power forward. He's going to be guarded by Jack Sigma. Sigma's a -5, so that makes him a 40.8, and he does not care. as he puts it up and in. Lucas with an excellent third quarter. And that's going to give Portland the lead going into the fourth. The lead is 87-83. 87-83. And let me total these up. We got a really good one here, 89-85, as Seattle has won the last two quarters, but Portland not too far behind. So their big lead in the first quarter has all but evaporated, but they still lead by 4 going into the fourth. We'll see what the fourth quarter has in store. Seattle with the ball first. They're gonna get a bucket from John Johnson. That makes it a 2-point lead for Portland. Portland comes back with a score. That's going to be Bill Walton with 2. It's kind of fun to see the ebbs and flows of, guys not being able to score and then guys coming on. You can see Walton with 8 points now in the second half. He only had 4 in the first. So, it's just you just kind of see those things happen. Slick Watts with the bucket. $11 minutes left in this game. We got an 85. That's another score. And that's going to go to Bill Walton again. And sometimes it really does just happen. It's like the superstars are not there for 2 quarters or 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden, MJ goes for like 18 in the fourth quarter. Is stuff like that happens all the time. 21, these are free throw attempts. Right? Yeah, free throw attempts for Paul Silas. 58.6 free throw shooter, not great. He's going to miss the first, and he's going to miss the second. So Silas 0 for 2 at the line. And that's a wasted opportunity, as we got 10-20 left in the game. 20 is going to be more free throw attempts. This time from Corky Calhoun, 86.8. He makes the first, and he makes the second. So Calhoun, much better free throw shooter. Puts them both in. And Portland has 95 in this one. 95-89. Bucket from Seattle. That's going to go to Fred Brown. He's got 4 points in this game number 2. Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals. Portland won this one 4-2, I believe. 4 games to 2. 78, this is going to be the Trailblazers. And that'll be Corky Calhoun with another bucket. He's got 4 in the fourth quarter. And you never know who the heroes are who are going to stand up. This is a 100. A 100 is a bucket. And that'll be to Gus Williams. If you're playing a more modern season with 3-pointers, that'd be a 3-point make if you had a 100. 32. That's a 2-point attempt. Comes from Maurice Lucas. And he'll be guarded by Jack Sigma. Sigma -5. So 40.8. And that's going to be a miss for Lucas. $78. Auto bucket. That's going to go to Slick Watts again. He's got 4 points here in the fourth. Our score reset, 97-95. Portland over Seattle by 2. We got a turnover number 7 for the Trailblazers. Both teams actually protecting the ball pretty well in this one. Watch it go haywire now that I said that. This is going to be a bucket. That's from DJ. So Johnson now with 11, 15, 17 points. And that's going to knot up the score at 97 with 7:40 left in the fourth quarter. 94, that's going to be another bucket. This comes from Tom Owens, who's had a nice game. He's got 12 points now for the game. Backup center. He accounted for 13% of their 2-point shots, so it's not, he's not a scrub bucket backup. And played in 53, what is that? 47% of the minutes played for the backup center, so he got some playing time. A 20 is going to be another free throw attempt for the Sonics. 34 goes to John Johnson. He is a 75.3% shooter. 75.2. Look at that. So you read them like that. 75.2. First one hits off the front rim and goes right in. Second one is missed though. Karma got him. So a make and a miss. (99-98). Portland in the lead. 7 minutes left. A 0-0-2. That is going to be a scoring run for the Trailblazers. This could be the game. 8 is an 8-0 scoring run. And we're going to use... we're here. We're going to use this fourth line. So point guard with a free throw. Everybody gets 2. And then a make and a miss. So 8-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they get nothing. We're going to take 2 minutes off the clock. That takes us down to 5 minutes left in the quarter. The score is now 107-98. So 9-point lead for Portland coming out of that scoring run. A 26 is going to be a 2-point attempt. That's going to come from Marvin Webster. He is guarded by Bill Walton, and you see the force of Bill Walton's defense here. He goes from a 50 to a 38%, 38.2. And that's definitely going to cause the miss from Webster. Good defense by Walton. 4:40 left in the game. We got another bucket here. 21 is going to be Johnny Davis. He's got 4 in the fourth quarter. It's 109-98. So 11-point lead. Seattle gets back in it with a bucket from Gus Williams. He's got 4 in the quarter. (109-100). There's a turnover, so a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel for Seattle if they can get something here. Oh, not only did they get something, they got something. Woof. That's going to be a scoring run. And a 23 is going to be an 8-0 run. So 8-0 run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gets them right back into the ball game. And there's still going to be a little bit of time. 2 minutes and 40 seconds will be left. 8-0 scoring run. A 55. So nothing for the point guard. A 3-point play for Dennis Johnson. And 2 buckets for the small forward, Johnson. The Johnson & Johnson brothers. And the center, 1 free throw. So now we take our 2 minutes off the clock. There'll be 2 minutes left in the game. We were at 4 minutes at that point. Oh boy. Fourth quarter, we've got a 1-point ball game. It'll be Portland's ball. A 0-0-4, another turnover. Turnover number 9 for Portland as the defense ratchets up for Seattle. 35 is going to be a 2-point attempt that comes from Gus Williams. He's going to be guarded by Twardzik. Twardzik a -2, so it makes him a 43.5, and Gus Williams drains it with a man in his face to give Seattle the lead. 1:20 left in the game, and Seattle has a 1-point lead. A 0-0-9, another turnover for the Trailblazers. Oh my gosh, and it's imploding for Portland at home. 1 minute left in the game, and they come back with their own turnover. Does Seattle. 40 seconds left. It's a 49. That's going to be a bucket, and that comes from Maurice Lucas as he puts it in to give Portland the 111-110 lead. We have one more. We have 20 seconds left in this one. It's a 1-point lead for Portland. Seattle needs a bucket here to win the game. If they get a 2-pointer, they win the game. It's an 88 and they do. Oh my gosh, last second shot. And it's going to be the backup, Mike Green, with the bucket. Oh my goodness. And the Portland fans are shocked as Seattle gets the last shot of the game. They put it in, and they're going to win this one tentatively 112-111. We'll see if the scoring comes out that way. All right, score checks out. 112-111 is our final as Seattle evens up the series 1 game apiece on a last-second shot from Mike Green. High point man for the game is John Johnson, and he had 25. 21 for Gus Williams, 20 for Dennis Johnson, 17 for Webster, and for the Trailblazers, just 9 points for Hollins. He had 20 in game number 1. Davis with 17, Gross with 18, Lucas with 22, and Bill Walton with 15. Surprise off the bench, 12 points for Tom Owens, the backup center. So this one goes to game number 3, which will be in Seattle. And this is played with a new version of Uptempo Basketball that I'm coming out with. This is a pre-3-point era season. I've never done one of these before, so just have to make some additions and changes to the game, but not too much. Feels like everything plays out just fine. I haven't changed anything about the game engine. I just took away the 3-point shots and then sort of recalculated everything based off of just free throw attempts and 2-point attempts. But everything looking and feeling really good. This was a terrific game, 112-111. And the first game was 98-88, so we got some variability here. We got a few more scoring runs in there for Seattle. Both teams are 1-3, so they're 2 of the top teams in the league as far as, like, top third of the league as far as their wins are concerned. So, game is looking good. Once I'm satisfied with the results of this, I'll release this season. This will be 1977-78. So if you're looking for some old school basketball, then we'll start putting out some of those seasons as well. As long as I have the stats for it, which the stats for these are pretty basic for the most part. We do have offensive rating and defensive rating, which I don't know how far back Sports Reference goes on those. We'll just have to kind of stretch it and see. But definitely into the 70s, we'll be able to do that, and then all the way to today. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, just click on subscribe. That's an easy way to support the channel, support what we're doing at Clark and Addison Gaming Company. If you want to join the Facebook group, you can. Go to Facebook groups and look up Clark and Addison Gaming, and you'll be able to find us. Answer a couple questions, agree to the group rules, and then I'll let you in. And that's where you're going to, like, this video is going to land there first. Everything that I do, questions I ask, and some games that people are playing are going to land there as well. In fact, Max's Cards and Dice Dugout on YouTube, he's doing an ABA 74, 75 replay of the Nets and Dr. J. So he posts whenever he has new games in that series. He posts there, and so you can find that there as well. And you can watch him play Uptempo Basketball. He plays mostly the same as I'm playing here. He does a couple of different other things. So on the scoring runs, instead I just give it to the starters, but he actually goes through and figures out, was it a starter or a bench player who got the points. So he goes one step farther on that, which you could do as well. I just typically give it to the starters and kind of move on. But yeah, good stuff here. And this series is tied at 1. So the next game will be game 3 back in Portland or in Seattle. And we'll see if, I don't know if I'll put that online or not, but I will play it out. Try to do one more recording in this series and just to see. All right. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.